when everyone believes that the commotion has finally subsided. Love and marriage. Huntsville's Season 10 takes an unexpected and sinister turn. Fans were celebrating for Melody Shari after her court triumph, but what about Martell Holt? He had not finished. He was frantic, planning and heading for his most insane moment to yet. Martell disappeared from social media for about 2 weeks after losing his reputation in court. Those closest to him were alarmed by his silence. Insiders soon discovered, however, that he was plotting rather than hiding. There are rumors that Martell contacted a contentious public relations firm in Atlanta that specializes in cleaning up celebrity problems. Even if it meant changing the course of history, he wished to restore his reputation. He is said to have informed them, "I am not the villain. I'm simply misinterpreted." Melody, meantime, was more radiant as ever. She was busy completing contracts for her new project in Atlanta after winning. "Elevation requires separation," she wrote in a mysterious Instagram message. Supportive comments were instantly left by fans, who referred to it as her freedom post. Melody, however, was wary behind that bright grin since she had heard rumors that Martell was also attempting to relocate to Atlanta, claiming to be closer to the kids. Then the first startling encounter took place. Melody was caught off guard when Martell unexpectedly showed up at an event she was throwing for her skincare brand in Atlanta, according to people close to the production. There were cameras rolling. In the middle of the interview, he walked over to her and congratulated her. "I'm proud of you," he replied, smiling artificially. Melody responded sharply. Pride from a liar don't mean much, maintaining her composure. Everyone in the crowd let out a gasp. Martell whispered, "This isn't over," with a sly smile. As tension increased, producers apparently had to intervene. The situation behind the scenes became much more chaotic. In an attempt to turn the cast members against Melody, Martell started contacting them. He said Melody was using the court case for clout. He accused Melody of feeding lies to the media in a message. However, the strategy failed. As soon as word spread, fans criticized him for manipulating others. The ambiguous statement, "When lies become your language, truth will never understand you," was even shared by Kimmy. Then the second leak appeared. A further audio tape purportedly showed Martell and a friend talking about crashing Melody's Atlanta launch party when it surfaced on social media. "I built her," he yells in the video. "If it were not for me, she wouldn't even have that brand." The internet took off. The hashtag Martell Unhinged started trending within a few hours. Supporters deluged his page, calling for responsibility. There were also calls for OWN to ban him from filming. The consequences were severe. OWN executives were thinking about limiting Martell's appearances on Season 10 in order to protect the integrity of the show, according to insiders, and sponsors began severing their connections. However, Martell had no intention of giving up. Rather, he had something even more sinister in mind. He began recording private phone calls, claiming he needed evidence for his redemption arc. One of those recordings, a conversation with an ex-business partner, leaked to the press, making him look even worse. Melody, meanwhile, remained focused. Celebrities and influencers praised her tenacity when her Atlanta event went viral. "When people try to bury you, remember that you're not buried," she stated during her speech. "You have been planted." The audience exploded in cheers. However, a shadowy figure was seen prowling outside her venue later that evening. According to security footage, Martell's car was parked close by for more than an hour. New headlines like "Martell crosses the line again" were fueled by fans' conjectures that he was observing her from a distance. A few days later, Melody started getting anonymous direct messages warning her that if she didn't stop dragging Martell publicly, they will reveal personal information. Her team immediately traced the messages, and what they found shocked them. The account was linked to one of Martell's known associates. Melody remained calm but firm, saying in a statement, "You can't intimidate truth. Lies crumble under pressure." Producers decided to call an emergency meeting as tensions reached a height. For Season 10, he suggested a mediation scene in which Melody and Martell sit down on camera to finally resolve their differences. Reluctantly, Melody consented, but only on the condition that there be no surprises, the neutral location, and on-site security. Both of them arrived with fire in their eyes on that day. Martell smirked as he started. He remarked, "You really think you won, huh? Winning isn't about money or custody," Melody said, leaning forward and speaking in a calm but lethal tone. "It has to do with peace. As long as you're chasing control, you'll never have it." The air went silent. Martell's expression hardened. "You think this peace will last?" he hissed. Melody replied, "It will, because it's mine, not yours to destroy anymore." Martell stormed out at the end of the sequence, slamming the door so forcefully that the filmmakers had to stop production early. Melody remained sat, collected, and smiled slightly while wiping away a tear. A few weeks later, it was formally announced that Melody will serve as executive producer of her next venture, Dokuzari's set in Atlanta. She echoed, "This isn't revenge," as the preview aired on television. "Rebirth is what this is." Martell's future with the program was still up in the air, though as insiders said that producers were discussing a potential suspension. So, season 10 closes with a chilling contrast. Melody standing tall in Atlanta, glowing under city lights while Martell sits alone in a dimly lit Huntsville bar. Scrolling through headlines that read, "Melody Shari achieves new heights cameras." Recorded every tense moment as the narrator's voice fades in one final time. Melody Shari has finally revealed the truth after months of rumors, legal issues, and social media blasts. This time, Martell Holt's kingdom of deception is collapsing more quickly than ever. The rumors of custody. False. The tales of delay. Made up. The world is now watching as Melody takes charge of her own story and completely changes the script. The drama began after Melody's viral Instagram Live, where she shut down every whisper about court delays and custody confusion. "Calm but fierce," she told her followers. "Silence don't mean scared, it means strategic." Her words cut deep, and within hours, her live had been shared thousands of times. Fans filled the comments with praise, calling her a queen who defends with proof, not emotion. What no one knew then was that Melody had been quietly collecting evidence for months. From screenshots to court records, all stored neatly in a binder labeled Legal Truths. Meanwhile, Martell was spiraling. Insiders revealed that after Melody's broadcast, he was calling his lawyer and PR manager nonstop, demanding damage control. One insider even overheard Martell shouting, "She's not supposed to win again." But his legal team had had enough, telling him flat out that the false custody rumor he'd planted online was now under scrutiny. His voice cracked with panic as he realized the one person he tried to humiliate had just publicly humiliated him instead. Asterisk. Then came the bombshell. A leaked email allegedly between Martell and a reality producer. In the message, Martell suggested pushing a false narrative about Melody's custody battle to gain sympathy and attention. "If we make her look unstable, I win the court of public opinion," the email read. Within minutes, #CancelMartell and #ProtectMelody began trending, with fans demanding accountability. Even bloggers who once supported Martell turned against him overnight. Own Network wasted no time stepping in. Within days, a new special aired titled Melody Speaks, the truth behind the rumors. On camera, Melody sat calm, polished, and radiant. She looked into the lens and said, "I've carried grace long enough." But peace doesn't mean silence. Peace means truth. Things she revealed: printed copies of her court documents, dates, and official signatures proving she was never in violation of any court order. The live audience erupted in applause, and social media exploded with praise for her courage. Asterisk. But just when fans thought the storm had passed, it got worse. A leaked voice memo surfaced, allegedly of Martell plotting to take Melody's business down. In the clip, Martell could be heard saying, "If I leak her old contracts, her sponsors will panic." The audio was damning. Within 24 hours, Martell's deals began disappearing. Companies quietly removed his name from promotions. and even local partners distanced themselves, calling the recording disturbing. Asterisk, the tension reached a boiling point at the season 10 reunion taping. According to on-set sources, Martell barged into Melody's dressing room demanding to confront her. Cameras captured the explosive moment. "You think you can embarrass me on TV?" Martell yelled. Melody didn't even look up from her phone. "You did that when you pressed send on that fake email?" she replied coolly. When he shouted, "I made you who you are," she finally stood and said, "And I unmade you with the truth." The entire set went silent. Security had to step in as producers scrambled to de-escalate. Asterisk. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for, the courtroom showdown. On the morning of the hearing, paparazzi swarmed the courthouse. Melody arrived in a crisp white suit, calm and composed. Martell, on the other hand, looked rattled. During the session, he tried to interrupt multiple times, forcing the judge to warn him, "Mr. Holt, this court will not entertain emotional manipulation." Melody's attorney quietly presented the real evidence, exposing the timeline of lies Martell had spread. By the end, Melody walked out victorious, custody intact, credibility restored, and reputation untouchable. Weeks later, cameras caught Melody arriving in Atlanta, radiant, confident, and ready to start her next chapter. Rumors swirl that she's developing a new show titled Rebuilding Melody, about faith, growth, and reclaiming power. When asked by a reporter what she'd say to Martell now, Melody smiled faintly and replied, "Nothing. The truth already spoke." As the screen fades to black, the narrator's voice echoes one last time. In Huntsville, the lies might burn fast, but the truth burns forever. And this time, Melody Shari isn't just surviving, she's rising. And there you have it, the truth. The chaos and the fall of Martell Holt. Melody Shari stood tall, faced the storm, and came out shining brighter than ever. But if history tells us anything, peace in Huntsville never lasts for long. Stay tuned because this story is far from over. Do subscribe this channel for more updates. Stay tuned, guys.